All right. Think I got everything working. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get the hands up, see what's going on. We got some work to do tonight anyway, so if we don't have too many questions tonight, we're gonna jump off quick. So I need to get this rolling. All right.
Hey, Staff Sergeant Shouts, Isaiah.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, sir. Last time we talked, I was asking how long it takes to get a waiver. Literally, after we got off the call, my recruiter called me. He's like, hey, we didn't work today, but your waiver just came through. So I got that approved.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Appreciate you for that. Telling me to hit him up every day because I was about to.
Yeah. I was like, man, you gotta stick on the process, man. Even with myself, I've been trying to tell everybody I'm working with, you gotta stick on me. It's not, it's just a lot, right? And even any other recruiter, it's just a lot for everybody to work all this paperwork, all these different people, all this stuff. So if you don't stick on that same person and you're like, hey, just giving you a reminder, or hey, can I get an update? Like it's easy to get, oops, you're on back burner for 2 months now all of a sudden, you know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
But
so
I'm glad, man. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah. So the second thing is Air Force recruiting. They said I'm not on the COVID reinstatement list. So they have me going through the BCMR so that they can look at my file and make me eligible and basically go through the traditional reentry process. So I don't know if it's like that for the Army. If you've heard about guys that were kicked out for COVID, not on the expedited track.
I have not seen for the Army a single person that has come back yet. Personally, I mean, I know it's out there. I'm saying personally.
Like back on base.
No, back. I haven't been on base in years, brother. So I don't know what's going on over there. They could fucking have firework night every night, and I wouldn't know. No, I haven't seen in recruiting. I haven't put another COVID guy in. Like you were the first person that I heard talk about it. And I had a guy walk in my office, and he did ask me about it. But then when we found out how the pay works, and he's been making 100,000 a year since he got out of the military. He wouldn't have gotten any money, so he was like, "Well, f this," and he didn't end up going to do it. Which I mean, priorities. Yeah, I mean, look, it makes sense to some people. I don't know. Before I joined the Army, I was making 100, so it was like not the reason for me, but other people it is, so it's okay. Yeah. Though. Everyone's got their own reasons.
So what I'm working on is just asking my recruiter to reach out to AFRS, which is Air Force Recruiting, and say, hey, why isn't he on the COVID list? And see if we can provide docs for me to be. So that's what's next, and I'm staying on top of him so we can figure that out.
You need to look at your discharge.
I think the reason is because it wasn't clean. I had like LORs for other things on there. So I think for them, it was like if that was the only paperwork you had was the COVID stuff, then you were on that list, from my understanding, the research that I've done and questions I've asked.
So to be honest with you, the Air Force might have used like letters of reprimand and kicked you out a different way than they were probably supposed to.
Well, I had got a letter of reprimand earlier, but the reason I was kicked out was for COVID. So it's not as cut and dry as they may like it to be.
But that separation code is God, right? So whatever
it's a 2B.
Means, no, that's your
reentry code.
That's your RE code. There's on your DD-214, there's two things that are very important. It's your RE code and your separation code. So the RE is if you would like to come back, here's the RE. This is the code that tells you how you're going to do it, whether it's like a 1 through 4 or whatever, right? The separation code is why are you gone, right? So if it was disciplinary, it'll be like separation JKB or GHI or something like that. It's like 3 letters or some shit. But there's a ton of them. There's a lot. And if you just like look at your DD214 and Google your separation code, it'll tell you what they actually separated you for, regardless if you're like, nah, that was bullshit. That's not what happened. It don't matter. It's whatever they separated you for, and whatever out in that DD214, that's the law. That's what happened.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know this shit. So when you guys are all getting out of the military, look at that separation code. If you're getting out some certain way, if it's like involuntary or even if it's a med board voluntary, look at your separation code and double tap that you're getting out for the reason they said and not some other bullshit.
Yeah, it's a JKN.
Yeah, you have to Google that. I'm not quite sure. I mean, we
Okay,
could look
for
it
the Air
up.
Force.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
I'm
look it
Googling it
up,
right
but
now.
there's so many, bro. I can't memorize them all. Give me one second. All right, sorry about that.
Is
But
there a
yeah, man,
site that makes it simple for all the codes that you know of for the
just
branches?
put in just Google separation code and then pay and then like type yours in and then it'll pop up something. But let me know. Shoot me a DM with what it is. I'm just interested. I'm invested in your progress at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. No other questions that you could really answer. Just staying connected. Giving updates. I know it's a different process than normal, but yeah, I appreciate you. I'll stay in touch with
Gotcha,
any
man. Let
questions
me
and
know.
stuff.
Too easy. I'm here.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Later. All right.
Hey, Staff Sergeant. Good evening.
Hey, what's up?
I just had a quick question for you. I was wondering if you could just give me some advice. So I'm currently in the Navy. I'm rating to air rescue swimmer, and
Okay.
so I have a buddy, right? He's also is an air rescue swimmer. So before they can actually start the pipeline, they got to go through medical, and their like regulations for medical is like super stringent and super rough. Like they make a big deal out of like the tiniest thing. So, anyways, he had a waiver originally to go to the regular Navy for ADHD, and he went as an air originally as a Navy diver, but he DOR'd as a Navy diver, and now he's as an air rescue. But because he has the waiver for the ADHD, they're not letting him. Pretty much, they have to approve the waiver on their end for NAMI,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
the Air Rescue Command. But they're not approving the waiver because I don't know for what reason specifically, but they denied the waiver, and now pretty much his choice is to either stay here for another 6 months, so that he can appeal that for whatever reason they denied the waiver, or he can just go to the fleet undez.
Oh,
So
hell.
yeah, yeah, that's his situation right now. So I also came to the Navy with a waiver as well. It was a hearing waiver, and I already spoke to a couple of other people about my specific situation, and based from what I've been told, the likelihood of my waiver having to get reapproved is very high. So I
Oh
could
yeah.
probably,
No,
yeah,
I would expect your waiver to be way higher than his. You're about to be right next to your boy.
yeah. So I mean, like I said, I have the appointment next week with the lieutenant commander who's gonna be assessing me, and he's gonna tell me what's gonna happen pretty much from there. So I'm just like a little advice, man, because I don't know what to do if that's what's gonna happen to me. Like I'm pretty much gonna be doing nothing.
How fit are you? Well, your boy
Well,
ain't not here, so I mean,
I
whatever.
can
But
give you, I can give you my PST scores off the bat. I swim a 10:30 500-yard swim. I can do 65 push-ups, 65 sit-ups, 8 pull-ups, and my mile and a half time is 9:45. So
okay, I don't know what the swim is. Is that good? I'm in the army, dude.
I mean,
Um,
yeah,
I
the
try to stay out of
swim.
the water.
Yeah, so the passing for the swim for a diver is 12 minutes and 30 seconds. I think the competitive score is like I believe around like 9 minutes and under. So
You
I'm like,
did what, 10? You said?
yeah, I did, yeah, 10 minutes. Yep, I'm somewhere like in the middle of that. So
Sure. It sounds. I mean, it sounds good to me. I don't know. Jake would probably know more about that swim than I do. But like I said, I'm in the Army, so wet feet to me are the worst things that could ever happen to me. So, because we ruck and we walk everywhere, so wet
yeah,
feet are bad. Wet feet are very bad. Um, so with that being said, you can actually try out right now for Army SF because you just got in, right?
yes,
Yeah, you and your buddy both. If he, I don't know how. Again, I don't know how fit he is, but if you guys want out of there, you can go right now to Army SF, no questions asked. They will fucking pull you over because you're still within your time frame to do that, and they will
Really,
yank you over. Oh yeah,
I
I
didn't know
mean,
that. What's that time frame? Is there like a specific amount of days, or is it just like, is it
I think
just
it's within the
specific?
first. I think it's months. Within the first like 15 months or something like that. I gotta double check on the time, but if you're not out of tech or what do you guys call it? Tech school or is that the Air Force?
it's A school. It's A school for the Navy.
A school. Okay, so yeah. So if you're not out of that, then you should still be within your time frame. Um, Shoot me a DM after this, and I will get you some more information on it and how to do that. But I would do anything before I would go undoes, because that's just like needs of the Navy, right? Like you're just gonna go do whatever they
Yes,
ask. Oh fuck
right.
that.
Pretty much, pretty much. So what's that process like of switching to different branches? Is it long? Like, can you just like, give me a
No,
little
so
insight to it?
the way that this is gonna work is you're gonna go straight basically to SOPC and special forces selection, and if you don't make it, you're going back to the Navy, bro. So, but
Wow.
it's your last chance to do pretty much anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. And would I have to like get in contact with an army recruiter to
Yeah,
make
I
that
mean
happen, or?
that's what I'm saying. Shoot me a DM, bro, and I'll get you hooked up with what you need to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Staff Sergeant, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. What's
Hey,
up, man?
Staff Sergeant. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh,
I can hear
sorry.
you.
This is Austin. So my question is specifically about my OCS situation. Now, I applied in the June board, and I was told by my recruiter and you guys that my package was sent to the August board now. Now I have to wait until August for my package to be reviewed for the Army, and hopefully get a chance to get in, right? Now, my question specifically is, can I add another um, letter of recommendation to my package, even though it's already been sent out?
It depends on where it's at, what level it's at. Um, the easy answer is no. You shouldn't submit before it's complete. Well, it sounds like you want to just strengthen it, but I would ask the recruiter like, hey, I want to add this letter of recommendation. Do you know where my package is at? Like, if it's me and it's only at brigade or something like that, I mean, I'm gonna call brigade and be like, yo, I got something to add to that. Can you fucking add that? I mean, um, and see what they do. But if it's already gone past brigade, man, you're kind of cooked on it. You know what I mean? I mean,
Okay.
it's depending on your recruiter too. If he doesn't know anybody outside of the battalion, then you might be cooked after that point. But I would push. I mean, what do we say around here? Like closed mouths ain't gonna get fed. So you better get over there and be like, hey man, I would tell him now. I mean, I'd get off the phone with me and call him up and be like, yo, I have this letter. I want to add it. When did you submit it?
Uh, it was submitted about a month and a half ago.
And
Um,
the chances of that getting anything added to it are slim.
yeah. Well,
It's probably gone.
I already asked my recruiter this, and he told me that he was going to look into it. So I already asked him about if I
Yeah,
can add this
because
letter
he
of
doesn't.
recommendation.
Yeah, it's just because he doesn't know. That's okay. I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to, but it's like a homie hookup. You know what I mean? Like if he called if you know the guy that's like got your packet, I could call my boy and be like, hey, dude, my guy's got a fucking letter of rec. Can you slide that in there for me? But if you don't know nobody or whatever, they can't call it. Then it is what it is.
I see. Now, my other question is that do you know what my chances would be in the August board? Because right now my GPA is slightly lacking. It's a 3.0. And I've noticed that the people who were selected for the June board had an average GPA of a 3.4. Now, my one advantage with my degree is that it was biochemistry. And so I don't know if that might trump someone who has a English degree. What that is a 3.4. Would they really look at me holistically?
Maybe. I mean, yeah, they're probably gonna want. Like I said, they look at STEM degrees. Number one. Number one thing is a STEM degree. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think so. I mean, look, every officer I know, every officer I've ever talked to is like, I've got a business management degree. You know what I mean? So it's like they see those every day. So yeah, I think you would stand out a little bit just based on that. Your best option, I would say, is did you take a PT test for real? You can
Um,
tell me. You can tell me. You didn't
a
take one.
PT test? No. So
Yeah.
they gave me an OCAT test.
Would you
Not.
take it? Did you actually take it?
I did. Yes. I jumped through, ran.
Would you
Oh,
would you score?
one.
You score heavy?
Um, I scored heavy on everything, and then for the running part, which is it's like a
The
shuffle.
pacer test?
Yeah. I tried to max it out or max myself out. It was like level 12. Tried to go. Um, I don't know. It was. I hopefully they might look at that because there's no way that I can prove that I'm really fast because I ran cross country, and that's one of the letters of recommendation that I want to get in there is by my coach. I didn't send it in because I didn't have enough time. I had to get
Oh,
everything done in like two months.
what coach? Your college coach? Did you run in school
But
college?
college, high school, college, yes,
Where'd you go to college?
San Francisco State University.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I think where are the other letters of rec in there? Are they good?
So, my father was in the military for a long time. He was a master sergeant. So he knew some people who went from green to gold. Um, so my letter of recommendation was in lieutenant colonel, um, a major who's like a nurse, and then an E7, which was my father's buddy who gave me a job as a security guard, and he wrote a letter for me. So everyone's in the military,
Okay.
and
I think you should be fine, man, without that letter. I mean, it would have been nice to have it in there, but I don't think it's going to be killer. Now, if you told me you had a congressman's letter sitting there or something like that, I'd be like, dude, you need to try your damnedest to get that thing in there. But I mean, it's a college coach. As long as your bio talks about you running and talks about you winning medals and races and shit like that, they know you're a good runner. They know you're a good, athlete. You know what I mean?
yeah, I put that in my resume as leadership skills, and then also into my essay
Yeah.
about like a segment of that. Hmm.
Well, they like that. Every officer in the United States Army loves running, so they'll like it. But no, I
Hmm.
think you'd be all right. I mean, I would if you really want to try, see if you can. I mean, stay on the recruiter, but it sounds like he's gonna be like, nah, sorry, man, we can't add it. I'll bet you hear that soon on the next time you ask. So
Now, in an unfortunate case, if I don't get into the August board, my recruiter is up my ass trying to get me a list. Um, I don't know if I really want to do that green to gold business, and I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know. Do you think I should just keep on trying, or and like try to get a post back to improve my GPA, or should I just move on after this August board?
all right. So why do you want to serve?
Um, I want to serve because I have a strong family, background that's been in the military, and I've always wanted to serve in the military. It's just that I got sidetracked because in high school everyone talks about go to college, and so I went to college. found interest in doing research, biochemistry, got my degree, and then now I'm out. I don't really want to be a biotech anymore. I wanted to serve in the military and possibly be, chem core or logistics and medical. However, I really wanted to become a medical service corps. However, I can't choose that corps as a commissioned or as into the OCS process, right? I have to directly commission into that. Yeah.
Correct.
So, yeah.
So,
Oh, and also I'm 28, so that's why I'm like.
Well, I assume you're doing. I mean, I enlisted your age. I assume you're doing active, yes?
Yes.
I mean, you could always, if you really want to itch that, scratch that itch to serve, you could always just do the reserves and go make a bunch of money as a biochemist.
Hmm.
I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but like, if you're not open to enlisting just for the fact that you want to serve, I mean, you're a freaking biochemist, man. I really would not enlist. Unless you were doing something like, I'm fit as shit, I've been training my ass off and I want to go 18 X-ray and I'm gonna make it. Understand if you don't make it, you're gonna be an infantryman. But if that was the case and you were like, hey, I'm gonna try and enlist for special forces, like I couldn't tell you that you're being wrong. As long as you know the risks that you could possibly not make it, obviously. And if you don't make it, then you're just an infantry dude, which isn't bad, but I mean, it's not what you want. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, let me know, man. Keep me up to date. I'm curious, but yeah, just let me know how that goes and shoot me a DM if you have any more questions. All right.
All right. Will do. And thank you, Sergeant Shell.
Yep, no problem, bro.
Hey, I just had a quick question, Sergeant Shell.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Yeah, my name's Christian. I was wondering how quick you can get me into WAFT.
I mean, me personally, not fast. Well, where do you live, Christian?
Tennessee.
What part of Tennessee?
Knoxville.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yes, sir. Trying to get in there.
He said, "Go Vols," right?
Go Balls, baby! Come on now.
Yeah. I got something cool to show you, Christian. Totally unrelated to your fucking question, but I got a whole ass miniature UT helmet with Peyton Manning's signature on it.
No shit.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm a Colts fan, man. I grew up in Indiana, so like, I'm a Peyton Manning fan too. But anyway, off topic. So anyway, me personally, I like. If you're willing to drive, I could probably help you out a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a minute because you got to get a flight physical, you got to get all sorts of packet done. I got to build your actual packet, got to get everything normal. But I mean, if you're willing to do some driving, are you willing to do driving? And are you gonna quit halfway through this process? Possibly to Indianapolis. Oh, I mean, I'm a few hours, but I don't need you to come to me. I'm not Indianapolis is Indiana. You're not too far from there. I think it's like a couple hours from me. I think I'd have to Google Maps it, but
I don't mind driving. I just want to know like what the process is.
Well, you're gonna need to get a flight physical done on a military base. I think the closest one to you is.
Would it be Campbell?
Yeah. Yep. Probably Fort Campbell.
That's fine.
Wait, how far away is Fort Knox from you?
Oh, I'm like 5+ hours, 6 hours.
Are you?
Been there a couple times.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. But yeah, no. So I mean, it just depends. It's not how fast I can get you in; it's how fast you guys get you in. Because I'm gonna be asking for shit. I'm gonna be scheduling appointments for you. I'm gonna be doing stuff like that. But like, if you can't get in, you don't pass the the SIF test, you don't pass the ASVAB with the scores you need. Like that's not on me. You know what I mean? But if you are motivated and wanting to do it, then we can do it.
If I crush everything, what's the general timeline?
I'd have to check on the next WAFT stuff. I mean, if Even regular
Okay.
enlistments right now, I mean, you're looking at, some people are looking at September ship dates. I mean, I put a young lady in the,
Fine. I
she
mean,
wanted to be,
that's
she
fine.
wanted to be a mechanic, and I put her in as a 91 Bravo about a month ago, and her ship date's in October. Everyone's joining right now, bro. The classes are pushed way out. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to DM me and let's figure this out, and if you're serious, like, I will do it. But I'm telling you, I'm only gonna work as hard as you do. I promise you that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't decided yet because I'm still working with the Air Force a little bit. But once I make my
Mhm.
decision, I'm all in. So, one more question: what's the word? Active duty service obligation, the ADSO for pilots in the Army.
Oh, you're doing like 10 years, bro.
Is 10 for the Army?
Yep.
Can you
Yes,
get
it
me
is.
reserves or National Guard?
I can get you reserves.
Me reserves? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me know.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Sergeant Show, it's Isaiah. I pulled up my DD 214 and my narrative reason for separation is misconduct, minor infractions,
Okay.
and then the reentry code's a 2B. And the narrative reason, I didn't know this at the time, but I wish I would have known to put like kicked out for not getting COVID shot or whatever,
There it
just to make
is.
my
I
paperwork
told
more
you.
clear. And
Yep.
that has to be the reason why I'm not on the list, which makes
It
sense.
is. It is. I'm telling you. That's why,
Because
if you
they're
guys
like,
look, you gotta study those separation codes, man. It's the, like, everyone's focused on the RE code, but you need to understand, why am I being removed from the military? What are
yeah,
you saying I did to get removed is the question everybody needs to ask, because that's what affects you, you know?
yeah,
I get RE3s, man. I whatever. I work in RE3. It's just a waiver. I don't give a shit. But like, if it's an RE3 for major misconducts and you got lucky with an RE3, like, you still might not get in. That waiver might go, oh hell no, this guy just did this, this, and this. We're not letting him back in. Denied. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I wish I
it's
would have
very
known,
important.
but even on this, I wasn't able to sign it. So it said member not available to sign, which I don't know.
Says that on everybody's. I don't
It
know.
does?
They
Okay.
very rare. I very rarely see anybody sign that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do have
But
that, and then
I'm gonna tell you. I mean, it doesn't matter now, but like, for everybody listening, when that time happens, and if you're getting separated, God forbid, for something like that, you need to argue it way before that person's handing you a DD 214. When they're, that time's done now. When that shit's on that paper, it's too damn late. You need to have a good separation code argued well in advance. Okay, so I suggest, if anybody's ever facing any sort of judicial punishment, getting thrown out, get a damn lawyer. It's going to make a difference. I promise.
yeah, I wish I would have done that. I had no idea. You could imagine during that time, it was just like,
I
you
got
know.
I got freaking Eddie Gallagher's lawyer on speed dial. I'm a recruiter. I gotta have Johnny Cochran on my side.
Love it. But I do have all my paperwork, like all my LORs and the trail, which I submitted to the BCMR with my DD 214 and everything, so they can see the escalation of the LORs to the et cetera, for refusing the shot. So
Yeah,
I do
I'm
have the paper
hoping.
trail.
Let's just hope that that person will see. Okay, like, it's the same thing. They paper you, right? So you don't show up for formation. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Okay, I, as an NCO, guy doesn't show up for formation, and I'm like, damn. Okay, let's paper it. Write a counseling. Didn't show up. Oh, he did it again. Okay, can we push UCMJ? Maybe. He's only got 2 times, right? So then next thing you know, it's like, now I'm looking for anything. Oh, you didn't get a haircut and it's Monday. Boom, on paper. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
now you just start stacking it and just being like, look at all of this shit. He's terrible. And they're just overwhelming with paperwork to make it look worse than it really is. You know, it just is. It's just how the military is on every side. I don't care what branch you're in. That's what
Yeah.
they do. So just be a good soldier. Show the fuck up. Or, you know, for you, an airman, show up. Right place, right time, right uniform. You'll be fine.
Of course. I just didn't want to get the shot. That's all.
I feel it. You know, I
Yeah.
feel it. So I don't blame you for it. But All right, man. I appreciate it. Hit me up though, okay?
All right, we'll do.
So I have a question about RASP. If I complete it, does my contract get extended to 4 years again?
What's your name?
Ryan.
Ryan. So you're signing.
I want to do infantry and then go into RASP.
Okay, so you want to do an 11 X-ray. Are you trying to get an option 40 contract?
No. Do you recommend it?
I mean, if you're not ready, then no. I wouldn't waste anybody's time, including the Army's. Are you? What part are you in? What the hell? What part are you in the process? Have you started the process, or are you just still looking at research?
I'm taking my ASVAB next week.
Nice, man. Is your recruiter a good one?
He seems like it.
Does he answer all your questions?
For the most part.
All right. Well, if he doesn't, you can DM me. I'll answer for him. But it's good as long as he's available and he's answering questions, or she. Okay. Yes. So.
Because for my brother, he had a 3.5-year contract, and then they said if he completes RASP, it's gonna go to 4 years.
Yeah. So you have to do what's called you have to re-enlist for your service obligations on things, right? So, perfect example is going to be when I got recruiting orders. I left Hawaii to get recruiting, or I didn't leave yet, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you've been selected for recruiting." I was like, "Oh, okay. What's that look like?" And they're like, "Well, you can either re-enlist now to extend your time to meet the obligation of being a recruiter, or you can get out of the Army." I was like, "Oh, that's great. Awesome options." So here I am a recruiter, and I had to re-enlist for it. So it's the same thing. You will have to re-enlist for once you get through RASP.
So even if I go straight into it after AIT?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to make you have that service obligation regardless. And no, you're not going to get to go. It won't drop back down.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to whatever contract you sign, man. The Army's always going to get theirs. Listen, they're always going to come out on the winning end of everything, every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me put it this way: a lot of 18 X-rays. I put a lot of 18 X-rays in the Army. Okay, that's a minimum 5-year contract right now. Okay, well, actually, no, I think it's lowered now, which is even crazier to me. But if say you signed that 5-year contract for 18 X-ray, right? And you don't make it. Well, they're not going to look at you and say, "Oh, shoot, would you like to drop it down to 3 because you could have signed for 3 as an infantryman, even though you're going to be an infantryman now? Would you like to lessen your contract?" They're going to be like, "Nah, hell no. We got an infantryman for 5 years now." You get what I'm saying? They're never going to lose anything. They're going to always come out in the winner.
So for boot camp and AIT, it's about 6 months, right? You would say?
For infantry, you're looking at a 22-week training cycle.
Okay. And then once I complete all that, I go to RASP for 2 months. I would have 6 months in my contract. I complete RASP. Does that 6 months go back to the Rangers? So
yeah, training doesn't count in your.
So I do a total of 4 years of the Ranger Regiment.
Yeah, if that's what the reenlistment NCO is telling you at that time, then yeah, you're gonna have to reenlist for the obligation that they want.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious.
Whatever the regiment's gonna want out of you is what you're either gonna have to give or you're not gonna go. I mean,
yeah.
But I would tell you right now, look, man, if you make it, okay.
Oh no, yeah.
If you make it, shit, dude, you're not gonna have any problem signing for whatever they want.
No.
Because you're gonna be on cloud 9, ready to go. So I think you'd be all right.
All right. Yeah, that's about all.
Awesome. Hit me up soon if you have any questions. All right.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Got you, brother. All right. Oh, got more. Give me a second.
Hey, Shell.
Rum, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, are all jobs that long to ship?
No, it just depends, man. It just depends. Every job is going to be different, right? it just depends on how popular the job is. So like hers that I was talking about, bro, that's everybody. People like to be a mechanic. Everybody wants to be mechanics, man. So like, there's not as many classes for it too, right? So like things like infantry and like 18 X-ray, the combat jobs ships a lot faster than anything else because they pick up a new class every week or two. You know what I mean? Versus like, oh, hey,
there's like
we're
a ton
gonna
of people trying to go to AIT for mechanics, and there's not that many
exactly
classes.
right. So they just keep throwing it down the line, and that's kind of how that works. Is like, oh, we just go from this. All right, we got the first class starts January 1st. Okay, it filled. Now the next class starts March 1st.
March,
now it's filled, and then so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So with infantry and like the combat jobs, it's different because that one's like, oh, we're gonna pick up 5 classes this month. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just wanted to know because I was about to like
put
an end to like get out of my job.
I'm not gonna get you out of here till summer of 2026.
Woo!
I'm playing, bro. We'll get you out of here. You're going soon.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. All right.
Now, and don't forget to call me on Monday because I will forget. Like I told you.
No. Trust me, I'm not gonna forget this. So
yeah, because you know me, I will. Even though I didn't today, I actually woke up today and I reminded myself, but I was like, that's pretty funny. But yeah, Monday, call me so we can reserve your job.
Yep. Yeah, I'll talk to you. All right.
All right. Later, brother. Either one of you guys.
Yo, mic check.
Yep.
Hey, what's happening, man? So got a little bit of a question, might help other people here. My name's JD. I'm a 18 Echo out of 20th Group in Florida.
Oh, what's going on?
What's up, brother? Kind of a recruiting question for a guy I'm trying to help out. He is 32. He's a stud. He can ruck the 12-miler in like almost sub 2 hours. Just absolute beast, right? So he's talking to his recruiter, active duty recruiter, and they say he is too old to push the 18X. And I know I've got buddies that have been wavered, obviously 40, 42 years old, and have gone through and been okay. Is there a reason? Are they just not doing their job, or do I need to find him another recruiter to try to push the waiver? They're pushing towards BAT intelligence, some intelligence department at BAT. So,
and he's qualified every other aspect, right? The ASVAB, everything like that.
He is. Yep. He's got like a 130 on the GT. He's actually prior infantry, National Guard.
Really? Did he deploy?
I believe he has a deployment. I'm not positive on that one.
I'm just trying to do math in my head. So basically, because with like recruiting, they do we call it the real age, right? So say I had a guy who is 45 years old, right? We know that he's too old to join the Army, right? But if he had 10 years of active service, you actually minus the active service from his age. So he's actually only 35 by the Army's eyes, and he's eligible to join. So like, depending on how many active years he has from his guard days, that would minus off his age right off the rip anyway. And yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you said he's 35?
32.
Yeah.
So he's just right at the cusp. They said 32 is the cutoff.
Yeah,
I think he's a lazy recruiter, dude. So
he 100% does. So if you have him reach out to me, I will help him. And I've put a ton of people in 18 X-ray, prior service. What rank did he leave the guard with? I
believe a specialist.
Thank God. Okay, yeah, have him reach out to me.
Okay, Roger. I'll shoot you a DM on.
It's a lot easier because once they hit E5, man, it gets really hard to get people into shit like that.
Roger.
So
cool, brother.
I got questions for you too. I'm gonna DM you, so shoot me a DM as well because I got a lot of questions for you because I get a lot of questions about the guard 18 X-ray pipeline and why nobody can get in it right now. And I'm like, I've told everybody what I know, which is there are just no SFAS slots for the guard that you guys used them up pretty much at the beginning of the year. And I heard the guard requested some from active, and we told them no. And I assume that's because we don't have a lot of Green Berets. I mean, to be honest with you, we just don't have a lot of them right now. So you know how it is, man. Wartime, active duty Green Beret, he wants to do his job. And we're not doing that shit. So it's
Right.
like,
No, understand. Everywhere, man. There's ghost teams. Like my company, we have
yeah,
four full teams. So we got 2 ghost teams with nobody on them.
which is crazy that why they, they can't get any more. I don't know why that is. So, but yeah, we'll finish this conversation. I definitely want to pick your brain about a lot of this.
Yeah, man, for sure. I got some other stuff too. We could work out, but I appreciate you. Let me come up here and
Awesome.
just knock that out.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
Hey, Staff Sergeant.
What's going on, man?
Good. How you doing today?
Oh, worked all day, tired.
Yeah. So, for some reason, I cannot find the PDF.
Hold on.
I don't know why that.
Go to the chat. You see the chat?
Chat. Yeah.
Boom. There it is.
Okay, I got it. So the other question I got for you is, how long do you think I got?
How long do you have for what?
Till to start everything, like the process.
Oh, you broke up there. You said what?
Until I can start the process. All the process.
Are you working with me already?
Yeah, I am. It's Derek.
Barry?
Derek.
Yeah, you. I don't know if it's my service or yours, but it's like you're cutting in and out.
It's Derek, the African guy.
Derek, yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, your process already started, Derek.
Oh, okay.
When you text me and you sent me all those
the document,
all your paperwork, and then I had you email it today, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already started. That's what I needed.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. It just takes forever, man. I mean, the processes suck nowadays, but you're gonna be signing some stuff here soon, okay? Probably within the next 24-ish hours, I would assume.
Okay, I don't mind waiting, so it's fine.
Yeah, it just sucks, man. And especially with green card holder, it's a little different. There's a lot more into it, okay? But yeah, it started, man. We're rocking and rolling. It's a slow roll.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yep, no problem, Derek. Shoot me a text, okay? Do what I tell everybody. Text me and remind me and get updates from me, because I will work on it until something distracts me, and then I don't need you falling off the radar. So I need you to keep up with me, okay? You know what I really need? I really need a secretary. I need somebody to help me with this, but I don't know how that's gonna go, because I can't pay you any money. But yeah, just keep up with me, okay?
All right, I will.
All right, Derek, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, man.
Hey, Seth Marjorie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you for taking time, by the way. I just wanted to have a quick question with you. I'm actually a software engineer. I finished my computer science degree a couple of years ago, and I was looking to do something in the National Guard, specifically like SF, but not necessarily like take the 18 X-ray right now. I was thinking about doing like OCS, possibly do like that infantry officer route. And my question was, usually, like, how long do you have to serve as an infantry officer until you can do that packet for like SFAS? And then also, like, if you do become an infantry officer in the National Guard, would you have the ability to like go to Ranger school, something like that?
Okay, so the Ranger stuff is a little less likely, because it's just more along the lines of the slots and whether the regiment's going to want to give them out. Because, I mean, obvious reasons, the 75th is an active unit right now. Like the gentleman that was just down here a minute ago, there is a 19th and 20th group SF for the Guard. I'm assuming it's the exact same rules. I'm not in the Guard, but I would say the regular Army, you have to be a captain or a first lieutenant promotable before they'll let you attend SFAS. Okay. So just keep that in mind. It is going to take roughly 3-ish years, give or take, right? To get to that point.
So I'm 27 right now. Let's say by the time like that time comes around, would I be like kind of like, I think they had a question earlier where it was like there's a cutoff date or like 32 years old or something like that.
Yeah, I mean you would be running into that, but there are waivers and things like that for everything. So I would I would. Did you just get out of school, or how long you been in school?
I got out in 2022. I worked as a software engineer for the past like 2 to 3 years, and I'm actually in between jobs right now. So if I accept another job, I'd technically be working as a software engineer as well. But I was really looking forward to do this. I actually kind of wanted to do this while I was in school, but I just decided to get my finish my degree. I was leaning a little bit more towards the pararescue. I did the 50-meter underwater dive. I trained myself to do that. I got pretty good at all that. But then I just looked at the National Guard, and I saw there's a unit as well in Indiana for Special Forces. I live in Illinois. I don't know if it's you get assigned to the closest place you are at or not, but that got me a little interested as well.
Where in Illinois do you live?
Chicago.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know about the unit in Indiana. What is it you said? For who?
I think it's for, I don't know if it's 20th group or which group. I think there's someone in Indiana. I think the Green Berets in Indiana. I think I don't know if they're stationed there or not. But I was looking at the map, and it said there was some. I think
you might have been a target. There might have been an SFRE.
Okay.
There. That's like the it's like a tryout. It's their tryout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the Guard.
I see.
Yeah, so that you have to complete one of those for the Guard. From last time I heard, at least, we don't do that on the active side. There's no SFREs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it is over there, but I think that's probably what you're seeing. Is it's probably just an SFRE that they did, and that's why that's a location for it.
Okay. And I think I just had one last question was, for instance, let's say if I do take the 18 extra contract, right? And let's say, like, God forbid something happens, I don't know, get hurt or something happens, and get back into, like, let's say an 11B, would I have the opportunity to do an OCS packet, or I have to finish the entire enlistment period and then do an OCS packet?
It's gonna heavily depend on the unit that doesn't step on your package. I have seen nothing but success with green to gold packets in my career, but I've talked to other people who have seen horror stories that are like, oh, they made me do my whole contract. They waited till I had 1 year left or something like that. I personally never saw that. So it's really hard for me to speak on. I think green to gold sounds like the greatest thing on earth because I've seen nothing but success come from it. But like I've talked to Jake, and Jake, for instance, was like, "Nah, I got a buddy who's got told you got to wait until your last year of your contract." I was like, "Damn, dude, I've never heard of that." So,
yeah,
you leaving? Bye, babe. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just it's a crapshoot, I guess, is the answer to your question, because even though I've seen good things, other people tell me there's bad things about it. So I mean, I would definitely look at it.
Appreciate you taking time.
Somebody says there's an SF unit in Chicago, by the way. I don't know. Again, I don't know much about the Guard and their logistics, but yeah, if you look at it, if you see SFRE, that's a training thing. If you see that it's a unit, like an actual unit, like maybe there's a team, maybe there's something there. I don't know. I have no idea.
Thank you for taking time.
Awesome, bro. Let me know if you have any more questions and shoot me a DM.
Sure.
Staff Sergeant, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. How's it going?
Good. I had 2 quick questions for you. All right. So the first one is just, what is your overall thoughts on people with degrees going in as 18X?
All right. So, and I talked to Jake about this. I like to give Jake shit because I have 2 degrees myself, and I'm one of those knuckleheads. Jake would have been like, "You smoking crack," right? There are big differences between officers and the enlisted guy and how we operate inside the Army. Okay. If you're looking to do the physical job of we'll use signal stuff, right? Computer engineering, things like that, right? If you're like, man, I want to be I want to do networking. I want to be a networking and do all the typing and learn how to build a network, and that's an enlisted guy's job. And the officers aren't touching the keyboard. Okay, they're logistics. They're going to push. Hey, we need this satellite team to go support the infantry unit. They're going to be the organizers and all the build the op orders and pretty much everything that goes into running the platoon on their end, right? So they're not going to be doing the actual work itself. Don't get me wrong, there's upsides to that. If you like that stuff, like the logistics and the, the leading from the back type of thing like that, which is needed, it's very needed, then officers for you. And of course, you're going to get paid more, and it's your platoon. You do make the decisions. You are in charge, right? The NCO is there to advise you. Kind of the same thing on the Green Beret side with SF. Like, you're not going to see many majors hitting the door. You know what I mean? It's just is what it is. So, if you see yourself, I'm the guy that wants to kick the door, that's more of an enlisted guy's job. Just understand that you have a degree, and if you don't make it, you 100% are wasting your degree. Unless you're still happy as an infantryman and you're like, nah, you know what? I didn't make it, but I'm still happy and I love my job. Who cares? If you love your job and you're making decent money, could you be making more? Of course, but like, who's going to tell you you're not happy?
Yes, sir. And then, so my second question is more of a recruiting question to get help on this. So I've met with 2 recruiters. So back in high school, I got a charge, but everything was dropped. It was dismissed. One recruiter said I needed a waiver, and that would make me ineligible for 18X and putting in an officer package. Another recruiter told me that since everything got dropped, I don't need a waiver at all. So I was trying to see if you can give me some insight on that.
Yeah, they're both wrong.
Okay.
I mean, do you feel comfortable telling me what your charges were, or do you want to do that privately?
No, I mean, that's fine. The charging was armed robbery, possession of marijuana.
Armed robbery, possession of marijuana. One charge or 2 different separate charges? Because that's weird.
Same charge, and then they both were administratively dismissed.
Same incident, 2 separate charges, all dismissed.
Yes, sir. Like no plea deal, nothing like that. Everything was administratively dismissed.
How long ago was it?
At this point, 9 years.
You did no plea deal, no nothing.
Nothing.
No, you didn't pay a fucking fine, nothing.
Nothing. My record was restricted, and it was actually just expunged as well. But of course, you get fingerprinted, it still, shows up in your database.
Oh yeah, everything comes in ours because we send our stuff off to the FBI, so they see it all. Now, you might need what we call a suitability review. Okay, probably not a waiver. It'll probably be a USAREC level suitability review, which is extremely, I don't want to say easy, but it's way easier than a waiver would be at that point. So. And yeah, you could still get into 18 X-ray because of it was dismissed. Believe it or not, the Rangers are a little more picky on moral charges and things of that nature. So, I wouldn't think you're going to have much issue. There is going to be a paperwork thing that we got to do, but it'll probably be USAREC suitability waiver or suitability review, and that's about it.
All right. Well, that helps. That's all I needed. I appreciate it.
Now, when do you want to start this process? Because that's the next big question.
I'm trying to get it done ASAP. I'm already met with a recruiter. I've already been to MEPS. I already took the ASVAB. I've already done all of that. It's just the hiccup of one person telling me I can't do it, one person telling me I can. And I just moved from Mississippi to Iowa. So, get in contact with a new recruiter. Just did that this past week. So trying to get everything handled. So
Have you been in that recruiter's office and sat down with them yet?
Yes, I did on Thursday. He told me he was going to talk to his station commander, go higher up, and figure out exactly what they needed to do.
Okay. Damn, how long you been in this Discord?
I've been in here for I joined the one yesterday, and then today was my first day getting in this one.
All right, you get a pass. They say the fact that you didn't call me right away is fucked, man. That you should have hit me up. That.
because they racist as fuck up there. Okay. All right. So like, go watch Nuclear Mentorship. Hang on. Oh wait, I wasn't on the stage. Shit. Okay.
So it's easy to do, man. You could just gotta focus. All right.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time.
But yeah, hey, hit me up. I put my Instagram and stuff like that in the chat. If you guys all go to the Instagram, give me a follow. That way you can at least get a hold of me until I go and commandeer somebody's cell phone because I need it immediately. And I'm gonna tell them I need it more than them and give me your phone. So I'm gonna get a phone within 24 hours of being on ground. I promise you that. But when I get a new cell phone number, I will push it out to everybody. But Instagram and Discord are the best way to get a hold of me until then. Okay. But all right. Did I answer your question? It was a D. What's your name?
Yeah, David. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
David. All right, got you, brother. Alpha Dave, I think I put your request. You raised your hand. I said yes. Oh, there you are. I was gonna say I definitely invited it.
What's up, man? Good evening, Sergeant. How's it going? First time here. Literally first time ever being here. I was referred to you by a buddy of mine. So you kind of answered a few questions. Beginning with your information, you say you put it on the chat.
My contact info? Yeah.
Right. And I'm assuming you're a recruiter, correct?
Best there is. Yes.
Okay.
No.
Because I am prior service, so I'm trying to go back. Trying to enlist again. I know I have to retest. I was told I had to retest. Only because it's been so long. I've been out for a little bit more than 6 years.
No.
Okay. Well, besides the point, I still want to retest, just for the simple fact that I need a higher line score. Just to get the 18 X-ray contract.
Okay.
I guess really it was just that, the whole thing with your information and how to reach out to you.
Oh yeah, man, that's easy. So right now you can call me on the phone number that's in my bio. If you just click my name right there on here on Discord, it's in there. My Instagram is in there. Those are the here and Instagram are the best way to get a hold of me while I'm gone without my phone. Right now, it's still my phone. I check Instagram maybe once a day, guys. Okay, so it's a decent spot that if you're not in an emergent, like you don't want your question answered right away, you go ahead and leave a question on here and I'll get to it. But like, it's not as frequent. It's funny because I'll check Instagram or I'll check Discord and I'll see a bunch of messages and I'll be answering them, and then the person will be like, "Yeah, man, we talked earlier, like a day ago." I'll be like, "Oh shit," So I don't even know. So if you just hit me up on text or call, call is better. I'm old and I like phone calls, but
Roger that.
you know what I mean? But yeah, if you call me, I will more than likely answer the phone unless I'm passed out sleeping, or me and I got my kids and we're watching a movie or something. But like, yeah, 9 times out of 10, I will answer. I don't care how late it is. So call me anytime.
All right, Roger. Now, just one more other thing. Do you happen, because man, it's been so long that I've had any kind of study material. Do you have anything or any suggestions as far as a study material?
Yeah, here, I'll put it in the chat right now. And then the next one I would do is buy or go to the library and get ASVAB for Dummies. That's a good one.
Okay.
YouTube has some ASVAB study guys out there, videos. Find a YouTube YouTuber that's not boring as hell. You don't want to listen to the whole dude up there like Bueller, putting you to sleep and shit, teaching you math. If somebody just texted me, I heard my phone go off right there. But yeah, basically there's a ton of free stuff out there, so just don't buy anything, okay? Unless it's the ASVAB for Dummies books and you can't find it and you got to buy it on Amazon or something. That's a good one. I would pay for that. But like, I wouldn't pay for anything else because there's so much free content out there. How old are you now, Dave?
I'm 29.
Oh, okay. You made it sound like you made me think you were my age. Okay, you're good, man. Yeah, you'll be all right. I would freak out if I was looking at that math. I think I'm gonna take the ASVAB again though, because it's driving me nuts. But
yeah, it's been a while, man. I joined when I was 18, and it's been a fun ride. But being back out in the civilian world it sucks, man.
yeah, I was gonna say it's terrible, right? Tell them all about it. Tell all these people how bad that shit is. Everybody thinks it's always better.
Honestly, it's to each his own, man. I'm a Leo, and I work with some guys that they love it. You know, they're having the best time of their life being out on patrol. But then there are other guys like myself.
I thought you meant like what do those girls say? They're always like, well, I'm a Sagittarius, so I don't like this. And I was like, what the fuck's being what's a Leo? That makes more sense. Okay. Yeah, I was like, what? Okay.
No. But yeah, they're just, and then I have other guys on my team actually on patrol that I'm gonna be on around 12 o'clock Eastern time. And man, there's some that are just fighting to go back as well. There's a few that I know in the process. But I don't know, for some reason when it comes down to prior service, a lot of people are just like, when I mean a lot of people, I mean recruiters are just, they don't want to touch them. They just want to touch all the newbies, you know, all the new applicants.
You want to know why?
Why? How so?
All right, I'll tell you exactly why. Okay. Two things, right? Well, and more than two things. Your packet sucks. It's extremely difficult to build because you have to build every day of your service from your prior service. So say you went active duty, right? And then you did 5 years active duty, 6 years, whatever, and then you got out and you went to the reserves. Now I've got reserve time I got to build, and I got to build every day, and I got to find your active duty time. A lot of you guys don't have your all your documents, so now I got to request all these documents. Depending on how long it's been since you've gotten out, you're probably going to have to go back to MEPS for a physical, which would be your case as well. Everybody, when they get out of the service, does the same shit, which is, let me try to drive up that percentage, right? So they say a bunch of shit. Oh, my back, I have an injury, my neck hurts. You know, they all look like, what's his name, Mike Tyson. He's like, oh, my back is broken. You know, that's everybody, bro. They're always saying like everything on the sun. I have depression, I have anxiety, I have this. Well, guess what? The VA is like, no, you don't. You just made this shit up, but you reported it. So now MEPS says you have it. So now you've got a ton of medical shit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, most prior service guys, they don't come back. They will have a conversation like this, and then they'll be like, man, I'm just ready to go back. I miss it, and I won't see that person again. And I've done it in person. I have these people walk in my office at least once a week. I'm ready to go back, man. I served in Iraq, this, that, and the other. I'm like, oh, dope, man. And at this point, I'm nice. You know, I'm a nice guy. I'm like, oh, that's super awesome. Thanks for your service, brother. Yeah. And then they'll leave, and I'll look at my new recruiters, and I'll be like, we'll never see that guy again. He'll never come back. I promise. And sure as shit, it does it. So that's why. And the biggest one, your prior service, they had that ass once. You ain't getting shit. You're not getting a bonus. They're going to have to request to change your job. Yours, if you want to go 18X, that'll be easy because they need 18X. But again, if you were watching from the beginning of this podcast, the Army always wins. So that's why they'll let you change to 18X because they want it. But if it's something that you qualify for that they don't need, but you're already MOS qualified in something else, like they're gonna be like, nah, bro, you're lucky we letting you back in, is their mentality, you know? So it's hard on every end. If you look at it from every angle, it sucks. That's why it's an uphill battle. It's more work for the recruiter. They have a bad taste in their mouth because you guys never usually show back up. You do a lot of work because we start building that packet and it's like, holy shit, here we go. And then that guy doesn't come back. It's like, great, I just wasted 12 hours of my life building this guy's entire military record, and
right
now he ain't answering the phone.
I hear you. I guess just on I guess based on me, I just have a different experience because I had all my things squared away. I've had everything since the moment I joined to the very end that I got out. All my paperwork. I've never, and I know a lot of people will question me and say why you never did it, but I never applied for disability. I never bothered even going to the VA. Also, another thing, I already went and got my physical done about a year ago. I want to say I'm already at the year mark. But when I tried to get in contact with this guy that was taking care of my packet, man, he I don't know what it was that he just refused to work with me. Now, no shame in game, it is what it is. But at this point, it's like I'm not gonna look into my hometown anymore because I noticed that within a 20-mile radius, I have I have about 3 different recruiting stations, and they all suck. You
Sorry.
can't even you can't even go on Google to Google their phone number and they pick up. I had
That's
a
crazy.
station. I had a station. I called one of the stations about 10 miles away from me. I never got a response. But what's crazy is that same phone number I called, I was getting a text message, and they were just
Oh,
texting me back and forth.
that's a generational thing. I'll tell you that right now. Newer, well, I mean, you're not too far off from that generation, but you are older than it. But like mine, even like some of my newer recruiters, man, I'll be like, hey, call so and so, and I'd be like, okay, and then like 10 minutes will pass, and I'll be like, hey, bro, did you ever? What are you doing? To call that guy? And they're like, oh no, sorry, I texted him. I'm like, I was like, I didn't say to text him. I said call him, right? I hate it. But that's a generational thing. And some people are literally afraid to talk on the phone. I don't understand it. I see it a lot. When I'm training new recruiters, man, they're terrified of it. And then you can hear it on the phone. The guy answers, he's like, and he's stuttering now because he's scared. It's weird. Like that guy would go to combat, but he's afraid to order a pizza. He's got to use the app. It's weird. But
Yeah, man.
yeah, so I mean that's a generational thing, but look, man, I'll help you if you're done with that type of stuff. If you've gone to MEPS, that means you have a packet somewhere. I'll pull that. Um, I'll pull the packet and
Yeah,
see
I
where it's
already
at,
I
see
have
what
one, man.
happened. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's
well,
only
it's
been
still there. If you went to MEPS, it's in the system somewhere, and I'll yank it over and I'll look at it. If you're ready to go, man, I'll process the paperwork. Like it's I tell everybody the same thing. I'm only going to work as hard as you do. So if you want to go and you're getting the shit I need, and I say, hey, you went to MEPS a year ago. This is what they needed. You came back with a waiver, and he didn't want to work it. That's why you didn't hear from him. Here's what I need. Go get me X, Y, Z. Then you need to get it for me. The second I got to chase you down, I won't. I promise you that. I'm not going to chase you down. So,
right.
as soon as you start doing that stuff, man, I mean, I'll process your paperwork for you. I'll send you right back to MEP, sign a contract, put on your boots.
Yeah, Roger that. I'll just have to retest to qualify because I know I had low line scores. Unless it's changed, which I really doubt it has. Um, what's the line scores? What's the GT score that you need for an 18 contract?
110.
Okay, yeah. Um, I think I had like a 104 last time I remembered.
That's not so bad. I mean, that's still good. I mean, it's just I get what you're trying to do. So yeah, but I'll do it. I mean, it's up to you, man. If you want to do it, I'm here.
Hey, I have your number. I'll go ahead. I got to take care of my son because he's out of control right now. But
Hey,
I
I'll
do
tell
have
you,
your
brother.
number. I screenshotted your information and the
Shoot me a text as soon as we get off here. Shoot me a text right now that says your full name and a little brief what we talked about. Law enforcement officer trying to be 18 X-ray, and I'll remember.
All right, Roger that.
All right, brother. I appreciate you
Thanks,
stopping in.
Sergeant. Have a good night, guys.
Dorb, what's up?
Good evening, Sergeant Shell. So I have a question. So is it possible to use a scientific calculator or a calculator during ASVAB?
Nope.
So no calculators at all. Everything's on a scratch paper.
everything.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I get it. Cause how old are you?
I'm 27. I'm like getting my GED right now, so like we like learning how to use the scientific calculator. So by the time I get my GED, it's probably gonna be September, early October. So I was
They
just
got
wondering.
that's a terrible thing for them to do. They need to teach real math instead of how to be on a calculator. But yeah, you're not going to get to use it on an ASVAB. So I would pass your GED. Okay,
Yeah.
however you got to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
but
mean, she's teaching us real math. Sorry to cut you, but she's teaching us like the way that it goes. But you have a certain time when you're taking a GED, and it's like different subjects. So they really want you to pass some of these steps and just put it through the calculator so you could answer those questions faster. I guess that's the philosophy behind it. But I get what you're saying, though.
yeah, no, that's what I'm getting at is make sure that you pass regardless of how you do it, right?
100%.
But ask the teacher if they would be willing to show you how to do it with or how to do basic algebra without the calculator.
I see. 100%. Okay. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. All right. I think we got Dive here. What's up, man?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So, yeah, I've been debating between branches, and I'm kind of, I'm a bit on the older side now, and I've had some delays with I guess an allied health program I'm taking right now. I'm currently 38, but by the time that I'm done with this allied health program, I'm going to be 39. So I know that I'm going to need an age waiver, but am I going to be disqualified from a lot of jobs at that point? A lot of MOSs?
Not a lot of MOSs. I mean, I wouldn't get my hopes up for like things like special forces or anything like that. But no, if you get age waiver to join, you should be fine for most of the jobs. On the Army side. On the Army side.
Yeah.
Yeah. What branches are you? What are you debating?
I mean, Navy and Army, and I'm trying to join the reserves component, not trying to do active duty or full time. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the Navy, you're looking at the Army, right?
Yeah, and
So-
specifically intelligence
Have
or
you
logistics. I'm
spoken-
open to that as well.
Have you spoken to Navy recruiter?
Yes. They're pretty receptive, but apparently it's an interesting thing because I found out that in terms of joining the reserve component for the Army, they can delay you because I'm in this program. I'm going to be done in roughly 11 months from now, but they can delay the advanced individualized training from basic combat training, whereas the Navy reserves cannot do that. So it's an interesting thing I found out.
Mm-hmm. It's the same program
So-
it's the same program we use with a high school junior who's 17. I'll send him to basic training the summer in between his junior and senior year, and then he'll go to school all year, and then we'll send him to his AIT the next summer. It's the same thing.
Wow.
Yep.
No, that's okay. That's pretty encouraging. But God, what else was I wanting to ask?
So I guess my question to you is,
Yes,
what
sir.
are you hoping to hear from the other branches?
Well, that there's a spot for me, and that I can have like a somewhat fulfilling part-time experience and so on, where it's going to be something more exciting than everything that I've done so far in terms of work. So
Right.
Yeah. So
So
that's
if you had a branch that kind of gave you everything you just said right now, what's your holdup? Like, I mean, the Army provides that.
Yeah. I mean, there's some. I mean, at the end of the day, there's advantages and disadvantages and different missions and so on for each and every branch. So
Yeah. I mean, there definitely is. I mean, if you're looking at the reserves, though, I mean, why are you going reserves and not active in the beginning, right? You got to remember why you chose that exact thing. If the answer to that is that you have a good job and this, that, and the other, like, I mean, what are you trying to do? You trying to spend all this time on a boat and go deploy, or are you trying to get your service, get your experience, and things like that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the thing, because I'm involved in this. I mean, I technically already got a bachelor's degree, but that hasn't really worked out too many wonders. But I'm in an allied health program. That's going to be my main thing. And I heard that if it doesn't pan out too well, if it's not like that great, then I can choose to switch from reserves to active. Isn't that correct?
Both of those sides are hard to do.
Okay.
You can. Right. It is possible, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, so I need you to understand that, because if you're trying to switch from reserves to active, and you also, man, let's not sugarcoat this. You're 38 years old, you said, right? So I mean, you're going to be 39 before any of this happens. You're definitely at the position where it's like, hey, that old adage of it's time to shit or get off the pot.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
So, but yeah, man, hey, I'd love to talk to you about it, and I can tell you more about the Army. I'm going to 100% tell you right now that the Army is going to give you more opportunity than any branch of military out there. We promote faster than everybody. We have more schools and opportunity than everybody else does. I mean, it is what it is. Most people come to us for certain schools, I mean, when I was in AIT for signal and communications, it was Fort Gordon, Georgia. It was the Army base, and I had Marine Corps, Navy, and Air Force on base in the same classroom with me because they needed us to teach them that shit. So,
oh wow,
it is. I mean, it is what it is. But if you're looking at like benefit wise, I mean, they're the same. Everything's the same for benefits. It's just what color uniform are you in? So
right. Okay.
But I'd like to talk to you more about it if you want. So shoot me a DM and we'll get to it.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Talk soon.
Yep. All right, everybody. We're going to end this up. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if you have any concerns, I don't know, go fuck yourself. But questions and comments, then hit me up. Let me know what we got going on. And then, again, friendly reminder, I will have a switch out of cell phones coming here very, very, very soon. So just understand that. And, I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm literally switching phones out. Okay. So let me know if you need anything. Other than that, it was good talking to y'all. Have a good one.